Bing. There it is. Happy days are here again. What can you do with a drunken sailor? What can you do with a drunken sailor? What can you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Hooray, up she rises, hooray. Hello everyone. 'Tis good to not see you. It's good to be back. Somebody left a message saying go live, but took me a while. Hey, beautiful lady, how are you? It is good to read you in more ways than one, I suppose. If that's how it can be, I'm glad you're here. Probably don't know all about the thrill of the chase, but it's all coming to an end, and that means that New Earth is having a begin, which is a really good thing. So in the thrill of the chase, Forrest Fenn said you needed a catalyst. Now in our history, or in my history, or in history, I am doing fantabulous, thank you very much. Yes, the ancestors are awake and they are kicking butt, I suppose. Not impressed with everything that's been going on and seeking to make things right. So the catalyst, what is a catalyst? The history of the English say that there was a person called King Arthur. Hey Hercules, how you doing? Angel and Saint Mario. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. The history is that we had somebody named, confirmation, King Arthur and Merlin. And in that history, we were told there was a search for the Holy Grail. And whilst I have watched Monty Python and their search, which is a really good film, I don't think it's anything like that. But if you needed a catalyst, which Major Forrest Burke Fenn said you needed. Yes, Ian, need a catalyst. How about a book Forrest would have loved? Our book called The Catalyst, A Mystery of Indulgence. Would have loved. Would have loved. Would have loved. Or did love. But yeah, so a catalyst. What is a catalyst? And what is the search for? So, and some of these words again. Remember, in order for us to exist, we communicate. And a language has been set up for us to do that. And when I say a language in whatever shape or form that is. And we use words or symbols, even feelings, I suppose, to get messages across. So don't squat with those on. And somebody was trying to goad Forrest. So were they trying to be a catalyst? Remember, I'm the mirror and I'm the agitator. And I'm telling you that Forrest said you needed a catalyst. And again, you don't have to believe a single word that I say. I'm just telling you. And then you can choose to listen or ignore the information that you're given by this agitator, which is meant to wake people up, or at least give them a shot in the arm, or even be an influencer. So you need to drive to the first clue, and once you're at the place, apparently, you can leave your friend in the car. So you needed a beacon. Now remember, you did need a torch, some gloves, and a sandwich. So he wanted to give us hope out of depression, because he's a model and he's looking good. And we need to ground in order for us to grow. He's a miracle. So it may seem like a catalyst, doesn't seem like much, but where there's a will, there's a way. Now, having hope out of depression, hope was indeed a muse, and hope was indeed the last in Pandora's box. When the world was troubled, so almost, well, I would say it was better than an aha moment, or a aha moment. Eureka, by George, he's got it. So his steps, his awareness took its first step. So if you needed a catalyst, maybe you needed an awakening. Maybe Dale had one because his media company had something to do with light. I think people were stuck in New Mexico because of that lift word. There are probably other lift solves, but that was probably the main one. His fireworks, scrapbooks, theme. And I keep saying, excuse me, Ashley Power, but, we know that's not her name, but it's the name we have. And it's the word that keeps coming up. So Forrest says you needed a effort. And in the poem, your effort, your catalyst, will be worth the cold. So your awakening will be worth the cold, or your stress, or your help. Or your spice on his spice rack. An outrageous dare, he said. So we were looking in a book, and in that book, it talked of treasure and an outrageous dare. That's two things. So was it an outrageous catalyst? Or remember, these are scrapbooks. Like these words that I put up are words that Forrest used to give us information. So your effort will be worth the cold. Your end will be worth the cold. And yet, your origin will be worth the cold. So your end or your beginning will be worth the cold or an ending of something. Remember, he couldn't end the chase even if he wanted to. So all of this is saying that we needed this. Whatever this is, this is what we needed. So I've said to you for a long time, and more so recently, that you needed the original. You needed the origin. You needed the start. You needed to know what was in Forrest's mind before we got the information. Because he said, no one can read my thoughts. Not mine, his. No one can read my thoughts. Which means anything that you come up with, anything, doesn't matter what it is, it's wrong. You cannot find the answer to what Forrest Fenn, to Forrest Fenn's question. You can't find that answer because you can't think what he thought. He has to tell you what the answer is because you can't think what it is. He told us that. And it's in a place you wouldn't normally go. He told us that. And lots of other things that said, it doesn't matter what solve you come up with, you are wrong. And in plain and simple words, he said, I have to tell you what it is. And in the poem, he told you, hear me all and listen good. So you needed the catalyst, which was a draft. This is our draft. This is your draft. And Forrest said, you American searchers wouldn't find it or solve it, or however he put it. And he told you, all of us, words don't mean what you think they do. Not my words, Forrest Fenn's words. I'm explaining them to you because he used Fenn speak and I'm using English. If you hadn't noticed, I'm English. Must be Mark and K-Pro's pal, but without the wow and Dizzy Dean's arm and Forrest Fenn's stuff and the welly that was in the scrapbook. So I'm reading these messages I'm getting. Lots of messages. They're not making a sound though, so maybe they don't want you to know. Well, it's not quite James Bond, but it is an agent. You needed a motive. Sounds intriguing. Street, how you doing? I sold a catalyst. Not quite the same, but yeah, it's good. Out of an old car for $150. Cool. I'm glad. I thought it was a catalytic. A catalytic. So there was his purpose, his aim. Don't squat with them on. Here is the muse. Now, there is a word in the poem that people needed to be in tight focus with. And you had to drive to the first clue. Like all the information is there from Forrest. He told you how to solve the thrill of the chase in the words that he used to make sure you didn't solve it. See, therein lies the rub, doesn't it? I have created something that no one ever, not 900 years, not 9,000 years, not 90,000 years. No one is going to solve this because the information they have is not the information they need. Unless and only unless they listen. Like I just had 3 messages pop up there. Listen good. Like if that isn't confirmation, I don't know what is. Unless 4. Wow, busy. My ancestors must be working overtime. Unless they listen good. I have set something up that nobody is going to solve ever, because the information that they have is useless unless they listen to me. They can't think what I thought, and they won't solve these words, because these words that I wrote in this poem, in this book that they got, or on the internet, because it didn't need a book. You make sure of that, otherwise it'd be big trouble. So it's free. This poem is free. Don't have to buy the book, because, again, covered himself. All you need is the poem, he said. Didn't have to go out and buy another message. You didn't have to go out and buy the book. And all you needed was the poem. So no one's going to solve this poem unless they listen to the information that I give them that tells them the words that they need to understand in English, not American, in English, to find out what the answers were. And you needed resolve, remember, drive to the first clue, in tight focus with the word that's in the poem, giving hope out of depression. You needed metal and resolve to get the end game. These are words that you were given in the Thrill of the Chase, along with entity and all the other ones. The game over. A deep thinking. These are all the words that Forrest Fenn gave you, all the words that I gave you over the last 6 years, well, nearly 6 years, in June, that I have been giving you and telling you that you had to listen, and listen good. Forrest didn't like making plans. They were antagonistic to freedom. So here is where the Arthur comes in, or Merlin, or both. Indulgence. A chest, we were told, full of treasure. And a holy grail. What word do they have in common? Begins with Q. A quest. Your quest to cease. Here is a quest, and here is the word cease. Only it doesn't mean what you think it does. Because you think it's the end. So you have a holy grail, a quest. What does the holy grail represent? So, excuse me, I've been telling you, I solved the Forrest Fenn Thrill of the Chase. Justin Posey, Beyond the Map Edge. JCB, there's treasure inside. And I can give you the fucking GPS coordinates if you want. What is the hidden motive? Not mine. I don't have a hidden motive. Forrest told us, asked us, if we would share in his passion. Remember, we've had the dare, an outrageous dare. We've had that word, because you need a catalyst, remember. So, will we share in his passion? Remember, you can't think his thoughts. but a deep thinking searcher would be able to solve his poem. A deep thinking searcher would. If he should succeed in this endeavor, why is it that I must go? Need a catalyst. Catalyst, is it that I must go? What? That don't make sense. But we do have the whys and the wherefores. More messages, so I can't read them now. Wow, go mental. My ancestors must be really kicking off somewhere. So the catalyst is what? Remember, Forrest had to go and he went. He was gone. A few months later, was gone. Did he go to source? The end and the beginning. Remember, we've just seen it up there. The origin and the end. Just seen it. And here we have the beginning that we're told about. Remember the recipe Forrest said? And you need a catalyst. What is the chief ingredient to attain that catalyst? Now, I don't know if Street is still here. He is, by the look of it. Philosophers are deep thinking people. I was on Street's stream. I was going to call it a show, but I suppose it's a show. I was on Street's show and I told him about a prose, because that is the real term for all of this. And the prose is a story that specifically years ago, 3-4 years ago, however it was, don't know how long it was, long time ago, I was on Street show and I was telling him the truth about the prose, Prose, about the story of the thrill of the chase. And he said he couldn't cope with it anymore, telling Bill. Thought we'd gone, but he was heard. And I was told what was said. Can't do this anymore, Bill. Not being horrible, Street, I'm just saying that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. And we talked about a tattoo. Remember, tell the truth, but you don't have to tell the whole truth. But when you don't tell the whole truth, you find out the whole truth, because those people will tell you the truth. And then you can say, yeah, I know, look, here you go. Remember the tattoo? There were 2 tattoos in that poem. And it was about your tattoo and your email. So the Medium article, you need a catalyst. In that Medium article, what did we have? We had an end. An end to the thrill of the chase. We were told the thrill of the chase ended because a person named Jack Stoof found the treasure chest that we thought was what we were looking for. Well, you thought. I didn't think. You thought he found the treasure chest that you were all looking for, when in fact he hadn't found that chest. He found, or supposedly found, allegedly found, the chest that is in the book The Thrill of the Chase, not the chest that we were told was possible to find with the treasure we were told was in that chest. And we got that in the Medium article that told us about the end. and we learnt the method. It was found under a canopy of stars, lush forested vegetation. No? I think yes. And that translates in English, in words that mean what you think they do, to it was found reporting to Major Forrest Burke Fenn in the Medium article that tells you about the end and the method. I'm not lying. Here's all the information right here. Now, because you can't read it, doesn't make it wrong. Because you don't understand it, doesn't make it wrong. But I'm telling you now, it's correct. To the nth degree, it's correct. And if you don't believe me, I dare you to argue with him. I dare you. Because right now, be afraid. Be very afraid about what was done to this planet for the last few thousand years and what was done with the inheritance that is meant for this planet. No prisoners. I've tried to tell you over and over, but you don't listen. There is only one way in, as far as he knows, said Forrest. There is only one way in, as far as he knows. And it is not associated with a man-made structure, which it wasn't. There was a vector taken. The world's a stage and each must play a part. Fate had me playing in love with you as my sweetheart. Act 1 was where we met, when we met. So I say that all roads lead to Rome. And I change it to all paths lead to the Vatican. All catalysts. Every fucking religion, every bullshit fucking information that is given to us as a species has been made up or corrupted to suit their, what was it? Their catalyst, their hidden agenda, their hidden motive. All the words are here. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. I've always told you the truth. And you don't want to listen to the truth? Well, soon you will have no choice because it will spank you upside the head so hard. I try to be as fair as possible. I really, absolutely, 6 years I let you all get literally murder. Literally murder. Fashion. Turn to the left. Oh, it's that word again. As much as any man can measure. Put his foot down. Step. One step. Don't like making plans. Another recipe. God, I'm getting so many messages. I think stuff is going on. Action. Oh, somebody came in to chat the other day. I tried to inform them that how meant something different. So how is the catalyst? How is the method? How is everything behind the BS? You just have to know why and wherefore. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Oh, look what's coming up. Can I make it work? There is only one way in. Not way in as in heavy. Way in as in there is only one way in. The catch was easy to release. That sounds remarkably like a geyser. This vent. Pretty certain, if you look at it, the formula, if you don't have a program, doesn't have English program, American program, doesn't matter. But if you don't have one, listen. How? Will was earlier on, remember? We've had will already. How will you know if you don't have a program? So we have program, how, and will, all meaning catalyst. If you don't have a program, how will you know? Remember, you have to draw a line, and those wrinkles in his hands. Is it more messages? Great sunshine, fools gossiping. Uh-oh. I thought it meant me then. They need to zip it up, and I thought it was saying to me, like, shh, you're saying too much. So the book. Excuse me. Hang on a minute. All you need is a poem. Now it's saying you need the book. Bill loves my ass tattoo. Street, you're giving away all your secrets now. How will he know? Hey, Monty, how you doing? How will he know? Have you been sending pictures of your backside tattoo? What if Mario? What if Mario? What if Mario? Everyone who searched for Forrest Fenn's treasure, whether in thought and or physically traveling into the Rockies, were I'm not saying they weren't. I think the special spot is not really what this is about, in the sense of that chest. Like, people still getting hooked on that chest. That chest was for something. So Forrest was diabolical. That's it. End of. It was a diabolical reason for that chest. Forget that chest. There was a lot more that this was about, and it wasn't about that chest. So, but there was a lot of red tape. So I'm not saying, we were all at our own special spots, let alone Forrest Fenn's special spots. And it didn't matter whether you were there or not. That wasn't what this was about, and that's the bad thing about this. So Forrest felt like a catalyst. It's giving me confirmation. Forrest Fenn said he felt like an architect. He was the catalyst for all of this, because he was. Without Forrest, none of this would have took place. Excuse me. So, again, more confirmation. Don't squat with them on. Now, Forrest said he was a can-do type of guy, which is further on, but he was a can-do type of guy. So he was a catalyst, and he said so because it means the same bloody thing. He was a doer. So, in answer to Street's question, and affirming or reaffirming or confirming what I just said, what does this mean? Ever drawing nigh. Gonna pull that chest. Don't squat with them on. It didn't matter. You weren't supposed to find it. No one was supposed to find it. No one was supposed to get any answers. We were all supposed to be stupid as fuck and not realize all of that. Now, in the greater scheme of things, in the divine scheme of things, all this is supposed to happen. It's all supposed to happen. It's already written. Everything that you are all doing, I mean everything that you're all doing, and some of it I put on the title screen. Everything that you're doing, it's already known. It's already done. It's done. Said before, don't mind me using you. Archangel Michael. There are lots more archangels, so don't get your knickers in a twist. I know. Just Michael. Been here for thousands of years. Thousands of years. Now, if somebody was to speak to Archangel Michael 6,000 years ago and said, Michael, if you don't mind me calling you Michael, without the Archangel bit, in 6,000 years, what's going to happen? And he'll say, well, there's going to be a thrill of the chase treasure hunt. And he would explain what was going to happen in that thrill of the chase treasure hunt and how it would be resolved. And he'd have done that 6,000 years ago. Because to him, it's now. And in 6,000 years' time, to him, it'll be now. Because he's not restricted by the time that you are, that I am. He's not restricted by that. Remember, I don't know how many times I can say the same thing. Existence is all one thing. It exists the way that we see it because we opened the archived file. And now we have to start at the beginning of the film and watch it all the way through. And we don't know what's going to happen because we started at the beginning and we don't know what's going to happen. But our Archangel Michael is here, and he's here, and he's in the middle, and he's all through the film. And if he was sitting with us at the start of the film, and we said, Michael, what's going to happen in scene 26, he'd tell us. He would know, because his existence is this, and our existence is this. And everything that you do in that middle bit, you've already done it. While you're sitting here wondering about it, you've already done it in the middle. You've already done it. And he knows what you did in that bit. Let's not forget the yeast that we were told about. The siren song. That's interesting. It's crazy because I got the box in. It's all in. I was never hooked on the chest. I never said, look, I concentrated on the one answer, Mario. You know. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the chest is irrelevant to everything that's happened in the thrill of the chase. And if the chest is irrelevant, the spot is irrelevant. Unless you found the spot and it's been hidden from everyone. Where I come from, I learned a lot of things in school growing up. Can you see Archangel Michael, Mario, or is he invisible too? Can I see him? No, I can't see him. He's invisible like me. Oh, you can. How do you know where he is, Mario? I don't have to know where he is. I don't have to prove anything. He'll prove himself if he wants to prove himself. I don't have to prove that he exists. I'm just telling you something, and you can believe it or not believe it. Makes no odds to me. But I know, when this, remember you have to unravel it, when this unravels, you will know that everything that I've said is 100% true, including Archangel Michael. Especially Archangel Michael. So we have the hook, the call. This word seems to be doing the rounds at the moment. Treasure Con with Mike and K-Pro. Camouflage, the fake. Remember, this is the thrill of the chase we're still talking about. This catalyst is telling you all about the thrill of the chase. One word. One fucking word. The program. If you don't have the program, how will you know? One word is telling you about the thrill of the chase. And if you can't see it, tough. You've been told. You've been told. I'm not trying to make anybody believe anything. I'm trying to make people wake up. Remember, we've had release, and here is the catch. The catch was easy to release. Here's the facade. The facade. The front. A blind man can't find the chest. So if you have, I don't know, narcissistic tendencies, maybe because you don't fucking listen to anyone and you think you know everything and you have wounds that won't allow you to think that you may be fucking wrong. Now, I thought I've been wrong lots and lots and lots of times and admitted that I've been wrong lots and lots and lots of times. Because guess what? I did every fucking solve in that poem almost. Hundreds of times I was wrong. I admitted I was wrong because my ego isn't as big as other people's. And I'm trying to point out that you had to listen and you didn't. But now, right now is a good time to listen. There is a picture in the stoof.com room. What is that picture of? You need a catalyst in the thrill of the chase. And if you're fucking blind, you will never see it. Ever. We've all been brainwashed. Every single fucking one of us since we were born. Remember the Holy Grail up above? We've all been brainwashed. We've all been taken away from the thing that could make us the happiest. Remember, happiness is the pot. Our inheritance has been stolen from us. Our abundance has been stolen from us. Our power has been stolen from us. And we are still fucking asleep. And they are still doing it. And they are doing worse things than you can imagine. And like Forrest said, they're hiding behind a skirt. You don't know how fucking true that is. Now, you may not believe it. I'm a good fucking teacher. And I'm a fucking good leader. Now you can fucking listen. Or you can ignore everything that I've said. Makes no odds to me. Because what's going to happen to me will happen to me in the way that it's supposed to. But you have a chance to change what's going to happen to you. Now, if you think your life is great and you don't want nothing to happen, nothing to change, fine. Doesn't matter. But if your life ain't so great, then maybe that word, faithful, and having faith will be important to you. Not just in the thrill of the chase, in life. Remember the word life we've just had. Thrill is life. This fucking treasure hunt that we were on exposes life in a way that you would not believe. And if you want happiness to be your fucking pot, you better stop pissing in it. And like I say, it's up to you. You can believe what you want. Remember the subterfuge? Old Mike was worried about all the devices, the tracks and the wiles of nature. If I told you, you would faint. I know it's the wrong faint, but words don't mean what you think they do. So Forrest was a doer, a can-do kind of guy, a leader, a trailblazer. Was Dizzy Dean a heavy hitter? Remember the VIP? There are many players in the thrill of the chase. Let's do a scrapbook about these things. Like I say, it don't matter if you believe it or not. Excuse me. That's confirmation that I don't care. I know what's going to happen. I don't care if you want to go along with it or you want to fight it. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if you want to make me out to be a bad person. I don't care if you want to make me out to be whatever. It don't matter to me. Because Forrest is a can-do. His words, not mine. All of these, apart from this word that I'm going to use now, are from Major Forrest Burke Fenn. But someone very close to him, as far as we've been led to believe, I'm getting loads of confirmation here, you better be careful, told us, same thing as Forrest, you need a catalyst. But he said, spare a thought for the catalyst. Or in his words, spare a thought for the author. Remember, don't have to be Bond. The name's Bond. James Bond. Spare a thought for the author. What does that mean? In what context did Douglas Preston, this famous book writer, in what context was he telling us to spare a thought for the author? Read it. Doesn't make sense when you read it the way you think it is. Spare a thought for the vehicle that Forrest needed, the catalyst, the producer, the creator, the genesis, the seed. You've been wise and found the blaze. I'll be there for it. I'll be there, Dad. And I got on a plane, but I was too late. He'd already taken the tablets. Who do you want working on your car? Bill? Success is what? A catalyst? An omniscient guru? What is success? Is it the Holy Grail? My father told me out of the blue, who do you want working on your car? I don't know, someone in a Journal of a Trapper maybe. A pioneer. Or a winner. Or a parent. Another agent. Another activator. Another device. Another trigger. Now, I don't care if I trigger people, because triggering people normally wakes them the fuck up. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to wake people up. Told you. I'm not here for likes. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here for whatever views. Told you from the very beginning. I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here to tell you there is a solve. I've told you there's a solve. And it is the solve. Not just for this thrill of the chase. All of it. All of it. All of it. Pedro, 5 keys, 5 chests. I could go to those places. Except there's nothing there. There never was. Now, depending on your perspective, it could make a W across the United States, or it could be an M. Depends on how you look at it. You see, I don't follow the rules. I make my own rules. I don't bend them. I make my own rules. Because the rules that we had are fucking BS. They're BS. They're made up rules by these narcissistic, misogynistic, fucking wankers who want to play God. I don't follow those rules. I don't follow those rules. The Matrix is rewritten. Those rules, they don't exist. You think I'm bullshitting? I ain't fucking bullshitting. When I tell you the fucking truth, I tell you the truth. And when something important comes out of my fucking mouth, you better, another confirmation, you better believe I'm telling you the truth. And you better be afraid, be very afraid, because he, she, they are not fucking happy with everything that has been done to their children. How would you feel? How would you feel if it happened to your children? How would you feel? Seriously, how would you feel? I know there's some fucking sad people out there who don't give a shit about their kids and do those bad things anyway. and will come. Now, they are not happy. I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. And I tried to spare you this for 6 years nearly. Now, 6 years. Before it happened, while it was happening, after it happened, and now. And you might think that I'm talking a whole load of shit. Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I do not hate anyone. No one. Not one single person do I hate. Confirmation. My messages have been going through the flipping roof. I don't hate anyone. You live your life the way you want to live your life. You listen if you want to listen. You don't listen if you don't want to listen. That's fine. It's fine. Confirmation everywhere. It's fine. But what you have to understand is, because I love everyone, and because I want everyone to succeed, I make myself look stupid and come on and put myself in front of the world. This braving in the wood bullshit. In front of the world. To tell them, these people at the top, not father and mother, those, not them people. These people that think, that want, that pretend to be God. These people who puppet those people beneath them, who puppet those people beneath them, who puppet those people beneath them until they get to the likes of us. Shit runs downhill. Confirmation. And we're the ones that have to fucking swim in it. Not me. Not anymore. And there's a few more people. Lots more people who feel the same way. And soon, millions and billions of people will feel the same way. And their vibration and their energy will change this world forever. Now, there will be people that like me for being me. And there will be people that hate me for being me. I know it, and I don't care. I would rather put myself out there to be hated and give people a chance than keep myself tucked away somewhere and be loved with the people that I know. I could do that. I don't want to do that. Everyone should be given a chance to understand that this life that we are living, confirmation is not the life we are supposed to be living. It just isn't. And I'm not talking about religion. Get that out of your head straight away. I'm not talking about religion. Far from it. And I mean far from it. All paths lead to the Vatican. Masons, covens, cults. I'm not saying they're all bad. We've been fed a whole load of bullshit about our ancestors, our gods, our history, our beginning. And the reason is we are the power that they don't have. And they only have it through us. They siphon us and they use our energy. We're just batteries to them. They use our energy and they steal our inheritance. And I'm taking it back. All of it. They had the option to give it. Absolutely. Months now, they've had the option to give it. And they don't want to. Big mistake. How can you make an invisible person happy? How is it you think, Street? Do you think your thoughts are yours? Do you think that it is your mind that is coming up with all the things that you think? Do you believe that there is or is not a soul inside you? You see, we are all of us, male and female. The divine masculine and the divine feminine within all of us. And when we balance those two, we're a fairly decent human being. Your thoughts are not always your own. Where do they come from? You don't believe in the invisible because you have no faith, or because you have wounding that we refuse to address. And I don't mock you for that. And I don't try to call you out for that. Be less worried about what I think and more worried about what you can't think. Because if you can't think it, your imagination was not enough to do what Forrest Fenn said you had to do. You don't have the imagination of a child anymore because you're a bitter, old person. If you don't like that truth, sorry, but that's what it is. You hold on to so many wounds, it affects the way you think and interact with people. Can you see the air? Can you see it? Do you believe it's there? No, it's invisible. Surely you don't believe the air is there? Oh, you do. Because you're still alive and somebody has proven it to you. No. Nobody proved it to you. You believe it because you're still alive. They tell you there's oxygen in the air, you breathe in the oxygen, and that keeps you alive. Why do you believe that, Street? Because you're a very foolish person. Not because you believe that, because you're prepared to believe that this invisible force that keeps you alive exists because somebody told you that's what it is. And yet I tell you about Archangel Michael and you say that I must be crazy, or you imply that I must be crazy. No, it's the same thing. I exist because of Michael and all of the others. And so do you. Because in all that they are, so are we. We're all energy. Every single one of us. And I'll give you something else to think about. Energy created matter. So what is matter? If everything is energy, what is matter? Money is energy. My laptop is energy. The chair is energy. The wardrobe is energy. I'm energy. The door's energy. The walls are energy. Everything's energy. So if everything is energy, what is matter? What is the material? What have these wannabe gods convinced us about the material, about matter? If everything is energy, and it is, what is matter? So we are creating something that is energy, and we believe that it's something else, and we work for that something else. We earn money to either make or buy energy. But that money itself is energy. We have energy and we spend that energy to buy energy. But we believe that it's called matter, material stuff, physical stuff, real stuff. See where the lie lies. Now, we used to be able to, long time ago, long time ago, communicate with the invisible. We used to be able to communicate with the invisible because we were also invisible. We didn't exist like this. We're just the, remember, you've just seen the word, vehicle. We're the vehicle being operated by the invisible thing inside us that you can't see, that you think is you. It isn't you. Because when your body stops, when your heart stops beating and your brain stops working, you go back to where you came from. I'm not saying heaven, but you go back to where you came from. Now, I believe that the Hindu side of things is as close to the understanding of life, the universe, and everything. But when you read it, it talks about the vehicle. 33, 12, 8, whatever the others are, I don't know. I do know, but I can't bother. It's the body. And yet you read it and it's supposed to be the stars and everything. And then we come to this person named Jesus who didn't exist because there was no J. saying exactly the same sort of thing. Talking about the oil that goes up and the 28 doodahs and the 3 doodah, the resurrection and all that. It's what goes on inside of us. Now, we've been given information that's been corrupted because the truth is about us. Ye are all gods. And the sooner you fucking realize it and wake up, the better. Now, the reason I say the better is because I won't have to listen to people say stupid things like, oh, you believe in invisible people? What makes you think there's an invisible person? When everybody wakes up, no one's ever going to ask me that question. Ever. No one is ever going to ask me that question because they know what the answer is. Now, doesn't matter what religion you follow, it is not wholly correct. It just isn't. It just isn't. And the reason it isn't, Forrest told us, you have to tell the truth, but not all the truth. Told us in his book, The Thrill of the Chase. And that's why we fight each other. Because we all think that we know the truth. Well, that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Because if you're in Australia and you're an Aborigine, your truth is a whole lot different than a Native American Indian, or a Chinese person, or a Japanese person, or a Pakistani person, or a Middle Eastern person. And then you have the argument. Why do you have the argument? Because you were brought up with different truths, weren't we? Street. In America, your truth is different than my truth because you were brought up to believe what they want you to believe in America, and I was brought up to believe what they want me to believe in England. But it is the same BS. It's not the truth, but it's the same BS. All around the world, the same BS. The rich get richer, the poorer get poorer, the poor get poorer. You have to work to earn money. All that BS is the same everywhere. And yet the truth of it is, no, you don't. That's the truth. So we can have all these fights and all these arguments. Well, you can have the fights, I'll just listen. About what is true and what is not true. But as I started, these words, that's how we communicate. That's how we communicate. And even when people are lying to you, even when they're lying, by not using the correct word, the word that they've substituted is in there somewhere. And now they've even got to the point where they tell you to your face what they're doing. Excuse me. Because they have to. And yet they can tell you in such a way that you wouldn't know what they were saying. Now, I've just explained to you that in the Journal of a Trapper, we were told about a pioneer. In the Bible, we were told about a creator. We were told that we need a torch. We spent most of our chase wondering what this was all about. This F, this initial. But in all of it, in the chase, in life. What did we find out? It's all fake. We don't know what the original is. Well, I know what the original is. You lot don't know what the original is because you're not listening. But we have to find the original. That's what we were told. We needed a catalyst. We needed the original. Why did we need the original? Forrest said, I hope no one ever finds out. Who is the real Forrest Fenn? No, that's the question. That really is the question. Who is the creator? Who created the thrill of the chase? Who is the creator? I hope no one ever finds out. In life, who is the creator? I hope no one ever finds out. Why? Remember, we've had the word why, the catalyst. Loads of flipping confirmation. Why is it that I must go? Oh, mysterious writings. The 5 clues in word search. Yeah, all right. Why is it that I must go? The catalyst. The Holy Grail. Why is that? Oh, because I've moved the box to read that. That's why I can't go across anymore. And that's confirmation to say that's what it was. Thank you. So, the creator. Thrill of the chase. Who is the creator? Life. Who is the creator? And in both scenarios, we are not supposed to know. Which is why had to go. Ahayah. You need an aha moment. Ahayah, the name of God. Not your God, the God that you think of, whether you believe in him or not. Not that God. This God. The original. Why was on Earth thousands of years ago, and Jay was only on Earth hundreds of years ago? 1524. There is no Jesus. There is no Jordan. There is no John the Baptist. No Judas. No Jerusalem. No fucking Jews. They didn't exist. They couldn't have existed. Not as we are told, because there was no fucking J. Now, the sooner you wake up to the bullshit, the better for you. And the better for me. Because I don't have to keep saying the same things over and over. There was no J. It's not about hiding Jesus. It's not about changing his name. It's about hiding the original, the creator. If there is no J, 1524, before J reared its head. 1524. So, Judas, nope. Lion of Judah, nope. Joseph, no. Who else? Jeremiah, no. No. They didn't exist. There were no Jews. There were no Jews. Wait, what? No Jews? What's the argument about then? Now, these people existed, but they were not called Jews. There was no place called Jerusalem. There was no Jordan River. There was no John the Baptist. No, it never happened like that. And if it didn't happen like that, why do you have a whole fucking book including James, in that Bible, writing a fucking verse, John, or whatever it is, writing a flipping passage. It didn't exist. It's impossible. Remember, it's only supposed to be difficult, but not impossible. They didn't exist. They did not exist as we are told they existed. So therefore, we go to what Forrest Fenn said. It's my story, only the names and the places have changed. There is no Jesus. There is no Jordan. There is no Jerusalem. Jesus did not get baptized by John the Baptist in the river Jordan. It's not just difficult, it's impossible. Now, if you look up the real names, confirmation, they'll tell you the real names. You'll see the real names and go, well, see, it existed. Yes. But why are they lying? Why have they changed the Y? Why have they changed the Y to J? Because they don't want you to know. Confirmation that everything leads to Yah. I wish I never said the word yes. Yah is yes. But Yah not with a J, Yah with a Y. And so, listen, if the story is the real story, but the names and places have changed, what is the outcome? Seriously, what is the outcome? Because now you're told that this person named Jesus is going to come back. An invisible person. A person that doesn't exist with the name Jesus. That name didn't exist. How can that fucking person come back? A plan by these evil people to put somebody in front of you that you think is for your highest good. It says, you will accept him when he comes back in his name. You will follow him. Even the elect will follow him. Because they believe Jesus has returned. But Jesus never existed. How the fuck can he return? Because it's a setup. You don't have to worry about governments. You don't have to worry about anything else. Because, and Street will tell you, they'll follow Jesus. Oh, they'll follow him. Those that believed in him, that person called Jesus that couldn't have existed, they'll follow him. And even the religions that don't believe in him will follow him because they'll be scared to fuck of this person that came back. And so will the people who don't believe in invisible people, Street. Because they will see this person come back and he will do miracles in front of their eyes, showing how special he is. But not knowing or not realizing that the real Messiah will come back and take him out with a breath. That's the truth. Because the real Messiah says, I do not know you. You never prayed to me. You prayed to Jesus. You prayed to God. You didn't pray to Ahayah. You didn't pray to Yahusha, Yahuwah. You never prayed to them. You prayed to the lie. Remember the false idols that you were told not to worship? You were praying to them. A name that didn't exist until 1524. Or until King James, whose name didn't exist until he made a name James. Because he wrote the Bible. Not wrote it, changed it, rewrote it. So I'm telling you the truth. Everything that I am saying is the truth and can be verified. Verified. There were no Jews. It's impossible because there wasn't the letter J. There was no Jerusalem. It's impossible because there wasn't the letter J. There was no Jesus. It's impossible. There wasn't the letter J. Do you see how this works? So why the lies? The story is real. The treasure is real. Only the names and places have been changed. Thrill of the chase, Bible. Now, listen, if the Bible is inaccurate, as other religions have said, does that not make their religions inaccurate when they are based on information from the Bible? See how it works? So, a whole system was set up. I don't know. Maybe, I think that's it. Yeah. Maybe as a, let's get that back. As a, where are you? Here somewhere. Nope, further up. Goodness gracious, great bolts of fire. Wow. Here we go. Come on. Excuse me, confirmation. That's all it is. Just to get us thinking. There's this amazing person that existed many years ago that wanted nothing but the best for us, who died for us, and who is going to come back. And his name is Jesus. Nope. Nope. It just isn't, because it's impossible. Now, even if you're all saying, yeah, but because of this, the masculine version of that to spell this and the IE gives Jesus. Jesus. You don't need to change his name from Yahusha to Jesus. And then there would be IEE. Jesus. No. But it's not just about Jesus. It's about Eordan. It's about Yon. It's about James. It's about Joshua. It's about all of those. And it's about hallelujah. You do not need to put a J in a word that is already spelt correct. This is the word of praise. It is already spelt correctly using a Y. Okay, confirmation. Okay, using a Y. And then they change it and use a J. Hold up. Hallelujah. Praise Yah. Ahayah. And aha moment. Ahayah. Praise Yah. Hallelujah. Hang on. These evil sons of bitches don't want us to praise Yah with a Y. Yah. So what do? They changed his name to Jah. When is a divine being not a divine being? When it's a Jah. Yah with a Y. Hallelujah with a Y. Because there was what? There was no J in them times. There wasn't a J. There just wasn't. And why would you change a word that sounds perfectly correct, hallelujah, to hallelujah, if it wasn't just about, this is what this is all about. You had to be faithful. And you had to believe in invisible people. It was to hide this person. Don't know who the creator is. Hope nobody ever finds out, Forrest said. We don't know who this person is. Well, you lot don't. I know who this person is. So we have a creator that's been hidden by these evil sons of bitches that took over our planet thousands of years ago and enslaved us and still enslave us. Not for much longer. I can assure you of that. Oh, they fucked us over good. But we will find ourselves and we will relearn all of those things that they have taken from us. So we connect to Source because we are Source and they use us because we are Source. And that's why these people sell their souls. They sell their energy for these people to live the lives that they live. And yet those people who sell their souls, those people that sell their souls, they could create anything they wanted with their just my imagination. You see, when I've been doing these videos, I've said, if you can think it, it's possible. It will happen. And so they use our creative energy, our source, the light that's been given us, remember, the spark of life, the light that is inside of us, they use that. So that has been taken from them. Not allowed to use us anymore. We are not their batteries. We are no longer going to create for them, and they are no longer going to attain the lifestyles that they have stolen for thousands of years. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. I'm not lying. Confirmation again. I'm not lying. So, I told you the truth. Again, here is another word that Forrest used that tells you about the thrill of the chase. It doesn't just tell you about the thrill of the chase, it tells you about life. Remember, life was one of the words up here. Just, I don't like to say things and then not. I don't want to say it because I'm trying to prove it. I'm saying it because it's only fair that if I say it, you should see it. Don't forget they had to bribe the Mexicans or whatever to get Skippy back. And now I can't find it. Ain't that just the way? How? How? I can't remember who it was that said that, to be fair, when they came into chat. The Holy Grail. These are words from Forrest. I tell you the truth, but not all the truth. Wow. Have I gone past it? Or you didn't think ahead? Your catalyst will be worth the cold. Was it lift? Was it lift I saw, not live? Dang. Thinking of lift. Am I? Let's make sure. The thrill of the chase. Eureka! Maybe it isn't live. Maybe it was lift I was thinking of. Oh, there it is. What took us so long to find each other, baby? So, the thrill of the chase was about the first draft. Not the first draft of the story, although Ian was saying, it's the same story as this. Yes, it is. They're all the same story. That's the whole point of it. It's the same story, just the names and places have changed. That's the information that we get. But you needed the first draft. Now, if you have the first draft of Genesis, life, remember, just seen Genesis, just down the bottom of it. Well, it's more than once, but well, that'll do. The original. If you have the first draft of life, the creator, well, I'm gonna have to do it now that I've said it. Shouldn't take long to find Genesis. Success is an omniscient guru. Need a catalyst. Need a winner. There. Genesis. So, the beginning and the end, we've seen it as a catalyst. Thrill of the chase, the beginning, because when you know the beginning, you know the end. In the Bible or in scripture or in whatever, Veda or whatever, Quran, whatever fucking terminological thing that you bloody worship, there is a beginning and there is an end. But it's all based on the same story. The names and places have changed, except in religion, because when they changed it, it didn't make any sense. We have thousands of religions. Now, I agree with Street. When the Christians came on the block, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, all the bad things they did, yeah. But the Catholics started it. That's what the Vatican was about. It started with the Catholics, and then Hare Krishna, Jesus, Jesus Christ, those two, Constantine, whatever, mixed them together, said, that's your God, because those people in the eastern side of the world and these people in whatever side of the world, western side of the world, let's give them one God to worship instead of two, theirs and yours. And that hid Krishna. See how it works? The religion that was more close to the truth was hidden in with Christians, considering it came from Krishna. Because Christ, the original Christ, came from the monad, the pleroma. That was the original Christ. That was who this person you call Jesus was talking about. He was never Christ. This person you call Jesus, he was never Christ. And even as Yahusha was not Christ, he was preaching about Christ and Sophia, along with all the chaos and everything else and all the fucking bullshit that goes on, which takes you to Isis and Osiris and Ra. You have to go back to the beginning. The first bit of information that you get must be closer to the truth. Because it's not been distorted. Now, the Hebrews have their scripture, but the Egyptians are around before them. Excuse me, confirmation. And then the Greeks and the Romans came along and decided to screw it all up and hide everything, change all the names of the gods, and make it, I don't know, it's not who you are, it's who you can make them think you are. Because Zeus is Jupiter. Huh, why? If there is only one God, there is only one God, not your God, God as in a divine being. If there is only one, how is that possible? Then we have all the other gods and goddesses. Now, that's not to say that these people didn't exist, because the story is real, the treasure is real. It's real, only the names and places have changed. See how that works? Now, before the bullshit came along, there were Mars, which is my name, Janus, the two faces, which is my month of birth. And we have in there Aquarius, the water bearer for the gods. Now, if water is life, real life, alive, emotions, confirmation, scientific research been done on it, there is energy in everything. Everything. There is energy in everything. And emotions are energy in motion. E equals mc squared almost. So, I've told you the truth. I don't care if you believe anything that I've said, told you before. I'm appreciative of the likes. I'm appreciative of people being here. I'm appreciative of your existence. I do not care if you hate me. I do not care if you don't believe a word I say. I do not care if you want to discredit everything that I say. It doesn't matter to me. Not because your opinions don't matter. It's because I've already told you the truth. Not the truth as I see it, the truth as it is. We communicate with words. It can only mean so many things. These are the words that Forrest Fenn gave us. In the words that we are given in the Bible, they don't make sense. And when someone tells me, or when I read that a rib was used to create another being, I question it. And when I question it, I find out that DNA is another word for rib. And now when someone tells me that the DNA was used to create a being, I can believe that. I can believe that rib doesn't mean what I think it does, and DNA means what I think it does. And when I put the two together, I will believe that a rib was used to create another being because it was DNA. And I will understand what thy rod and thy staff comfort me when I hear that. Not because I know what rod and staff is, but I know the synonyms of those words. And one of those synonyms is justice. Now, when someone tells me that your justice is comfort, that makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. And when I know that Father is bringing down justice right now, as I am speaking to you, bringing justice to all of his children, you better believe that his rod is doing some comforting, and not just on this planet. Not just on this planet. Everything that I've said is true. Everything that I've said is true. To the best of my knowledge and for the highest good of anyone that sees this video. Even my highest good, even though I might not see the video, but for my highest good as well. Just in case, for my highest good as well. Everything that I've said is true. Not because I want it to be true. Not because I've imagined it to be true. Because it is true. It was the words that were used to communicate information to us. And those words were trying to hide the truth. That's why they rewrote the Bible. They tried to hide the truth behind different words. A bit like the chase. Except, I don't believe BS. I don't believe BS. And if somebody is telling me the truth, and I know that it's the truth, I will follow that. I will have faith in that, and it will be precise to the nth degree, in fact. And so I had a catalyst. Now, the search for the Holy Grail. How important is that? That's what Forrest is saying. You start with Genesis. He was an architect, remember? Or he thought he was. Who do you want working on your car? Took those seeds, put them by that stump, remember? We are all source energy. Now, please listen, this is the important bit. If we are all source energy, and source created everything, we can create everything too. And it has been said in the book, others will come and do more wondrous things than I. I wonder if that is happening as we speak. I wonder if someone realizes that we are all source energy and have the power of the universe inside of us. I wonder if those people are chosen. Now, there is going to be a wake up, and the chosen are going to move as one, and they're going to put right. They are going to make correct everything that was done. And again, not just on this planet, through space and time, through the multiverse, through every fucking dimension that these parasites are in. Now, you don't have to believe me, and I don't give a shit if you do or not. But I've 100% told you the truth. Not because I believe it, not because I want to imagine it, because it is the truth based on source information. Those invisible beings that exist in the past, in the present, and in the future. And they told everyone they had to in the past to behave the way they did in order to get to this point in time right now. In order for Hitler to do what he did, in order for Genghis Khan to do what he did, in order for flipping whatever. See, you cannot change what's already happened if you want it to make it happen the way that it's supposed to be. See, Forrest knew when he wrote that you can't change nothing. You can't change nothing, because if you change it, everything changes and the outcome won't be the same. So you have to follow the plan or the process. And if you have to follow the plan, it becomes antagonistic to freedom. The plan was not his, but it had to be followed. Can't take the boulder out of the stream because it changes the flow. So you leave it there. Now, when I realise it doesn't matter, listen, it doesn't matter what I do, it's already written. So when I tell Forrest, I am happy with myself, I am not searching anymore, because I can't affect the future. If I affect the future, it may not turn out as it's supposed to turn out. Excuse me. And so, when bad things happen, You have to accept that those things were meant to happen. And you have to let people do what they are compelled to do. I don't know. Let's say you were compelled to lie. I know somebody's thinking that. Like, because of the events, you were compelled to lie. And now you're thinking, maybe I'd better tell you why I lied. And thinking about coming back and stitching me up. Okay. I'll go along with it. Again, I don't hate anyone. You behave as you. You behave as you. I can't fault that because I behave as me. And I don't expect you to judge me for behaving as me. I can do whatever I choose to do because I have free will, and you can do whatever you choose to do because you have free will. But in that free will, there is a universal law. And some will say they are the 10 Commandments. See, man doesn't create the law. He should be upholding the universal law. Thou shalt not kill. Not man's law, universal law. Thou shalt not steal. Not man's law, universal law. Like there are some things you shouldn't do to people because you shouldn't do them. But then there are earthly laws that these so-called wannabe gods inflicted on us. Now, there is so many things. Is so many? Are so many? Are so many things that I haven't said that are not necessary to be spoken aloud. Because confirmation, those people that are doing it know they're doing it. And I don't need to tell the whole world yet who, what, how, where, why they're doing all of these things. But I can assure you on the case. Now, talking of cases, stop fucking with the judicial system. Stop all your magic little fucking doodahs. Stop trying to make things go your way. You are creating more and more problems for yourself. I am not, listen, I am not doing anything to you. Absolutely not. I am not wishing anything on you. I am not saying that special attention must be given to you in a certain way to make things happen to you. I'm not saying that. I am saying anything that you fucking try and give out goes back to you. Anything and everything that is negative, that any fucker is trying to send out to someone who is a good person, is to go back to the person who sends it. Not only the person who sends it, the person that asked for it to be sent. Not only the person that asked for it to be sent, but these fuckers at the top, not mom and dad, these fuckers at the top that started it all, to go back to them as well. Because they think or thought that they were safe. And it didn't matter what they got other people to do, it wouldn't affect them. Trust me, it's affecting them. And I fucking know it. Now, If the person who's doing the blackmailing of this couple, you're wasting your time. Just tell me the truth. You're wasting your time. Ain't gonna help you, ain't gonna help them. You're making a rod for your own back. They're going to be found out anyway. You're not going to prosper from the fact that you're trying to blackmail them. Just telling you. You choose what you want to do. It makes no odds to me if you blackmail them. I don't care. But it ain't going to help you. It truly isn't. And it ain't going to help them if you don't blackmail them. They're still going to be found out. Well, already been found out. So, I'll leave it at that. Sorry I haven't been talking, but watching, reading, whatever. It's difficult with that box there, and I have the book and the what? Whistling and dabble. I won't say any names, but a certain YouTube channel live streamed the JCB book signing. Now it's on private. This is the sheer that I have no tolerance for. There you go. Robert, hello. He still hasn't changed his name. Robbery. Oh no. Is that supposed to imply something? Robbery. Robbery G. Damn, that's sad, Bungle. I don't know what all that is. Someone gave a clue. Lucky for me, I saved a video of that clue, but it's maddening that they do this stuff. That's the whole point of them doing it. So this world, for these people, is a great place if everybody is in a low vibration. Well, I don't know how to say the same thing. If everybody's in a low vibration. This is a great place for them, but not such a great place if people are in a high vibration. Now, the best way they can get you in a low vibration is to try and do and say things that are going to upset you. So most of the stuff that you see on the news is not what you think it is. It's just to get you to react. It's to get you to react. Now, excuse me. This is how it works. Put you in fear because they want to put something in place to control you. So let's flood the countries with immigrants that cause chaos, freak people out, and put them in fear of their lives, and then say, I know, to stop this, we'll bring in ID, digital ID. So let's throw these people into these countries, let them terrorize our population, and then say, in order to save you from these people that we let into the country, to terrorize you, in order to save you from these people, you should sign up to this ID stuff so as we can control you even more. Wait, what? Hang on. Everyone's going to go, oh, great idea. Yeah, let's get the ID. Yeah, let's get it. Because these people are so cruel. And we can vote and we can do this and we can do that and do the other. It's the game plan from thousands of years ago until now. To the point, remember about this Jesus bloke, going to come back and save you, to that point. To drive you, guide you to that point. Jesus, hey! Come to save us, hey! No. First the digital ID, then Jesus coming to save you from these people they brought into the country. Listen, they brought them into the country. Every country. Not accidental. Trying to take over every country. Same people, same type of people, same burning flag type of people, same praying type of people, as in preying on kids and that. Same people, same types of people all around the world, and then let's have digital ID and keep you safe. Excuse me. Hang on, we're only not safe because you brought the fuckers in the first place. We were quite safe until you brought them in. Take the fuckers out, forget the digital ID, job done. No, I can't do that. Let's keep them in until you do the digital ID stuff, and then everything will be okay because we've got the digital ID and we can control you. We can control your bank account, we can control your medicine, we can control this, we can control that, and you can't do fuck all about it because if you don't behave, we'll stop your money. We'll freeze your bank accounts, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll stop your medicine, we'll not let you have flipping this, you can't get a job, whatever. See how it works. Now, if them fuckers think that I'm stupid enough to believe that, you don't know me. And if you're stupid enough to think that I'm going to allow it, you don't know me. And you can test me, because you've already been testing me before. I already know. You can test me, and you'll find out I am not lying. Test me. I'm not lying. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're planning, is not going to work. The sooner you realize it, the better for you, because at some point in time, at this point in time, divine timing comes in. You're not allowed to do what you're thinking of doing. And so people need to be saved from themselves. I'm not talking about these people, us, on the bottom rung. I'm talking about you people at the top and the people below you. You need to be saved from yourselves. You need to stop what you're doing or suffer the consequences. That's not a threat from me. That's this source, creator, the original. Everything is energy. Everything is source, created by source. Created, here's the creator of the source, the energy, creating everything. And wholly in control of everything. There is nothing that is going on in any realm. Any realm. It doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter if it's in the past, in the present, or in the future. It is all known. And whilst in the past things had to happen the way they did in order that the future could behave in the way that it's supposed to be, as we were told in the Thrill of the Chase, now that we're at the divine timing, it will happen the way that the Creator so from Genesis, from the beginning to the end, where was it? Oh yeah, and then I'm going. I don't mind if you think I'm crazy, because I know the truth. Let me move that back across. Sorry, I can't speak to you and Streets are... oh, and Bill's in. I knew that was Bill before I read the rest. People ain't real no more. People are real. Just the people, most of the people at the top. Not all of them. There are some good people. And yes, mwah, love you. Some people don't realise they weren't told, which is, the conversation I have. It's not fair. I'm not going to go through that. I'm just going to explain to them. I'm not going to argue with you. There are people that truly believe that there is a creator. His name is God, and he will save them, this, that, and the other. And it just doesn't seem fair that they're going to be judged because they don't know about the bullshit that these people did. So I'm just going to leave that there. Can't remember what it was I was looking for now. The end. How? Like, people think that I don't notice stuff or don't pick up stuff or miss stuff, but trust me. Well, there's stuff that I miss when I'm doing this, but the stuff that I see, I haven't missed. The stuff that I mention, I haven't missed. Any means. The story is mine. Only the names and places have changed. The story is mine. Why? Why, Delilah? So, before you come to break down the door, forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore. If I should succeed in this endeavor, he said, what was he saying? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Is it a bad thing or a good thing? This passion, this endeavor, this reason why. Just saw the word why. We've just seen the word how. We've seen the wherefore, metal and resolve. I don't suspect anything. Drive, end, focus, hope, out of depression, in tight focus with a word that is key. Drive to the first clue. The end is ever drawing nigh. Just thought I'd mention that. The end game, remember, is ever drawing nigh. Read me what the poem says, and it's game over. You have the draft, you have the original, powwow, powwow, powwow. Don't mess with my life. Don't mess with my life. Oh, lost some weight. Powwow. A snooker cue. A secret treasure and an outrageous dare. An outrageous dare. Oh. Ah, get some spice rack going. Now, anybody thinking of asking for help, I am helping. Everything that I've said is to help you. Other than that, I've been told no. My effort, my catalyst, my end was worth the cold. You don't understand the words that I'm saying. You don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. You don't understand the words that I'm coming out of my mouth. You don't understand what I'm saying. But trust me, you will. Everything is energy. Everything is source. You and everything else is source. Christ consciousness, they call it. Eureka, ka, 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 ka. My awareness took its first step, said Forrest. Can I make it happen the way that it's supposed to be? Hope out of depression. Pandora's box. Get in the box. Get out the box. Took on a purpose. Hang on, that's not the way you spell purpose. There's a U in there somewhere. That's a purpose. A purpose. Not purpose flesh. He's a miracle. Da, 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 da. He'll save every one of us. Whoops. What the? That wasn't supposed to happen. He's a model and he's looking good. He's a creator. He's a creator. He is. Creator. He's a model. These are words, all the words that we've had in a chase. Not just once. Is that bread? Sparky Sparks. Like, you'll be surprised what information you can get. Somebody's goading Forrest. You'll be surprised what information you can get from just looking at these flipping words. Something ends the chase. What will happen to the chase when you're gone, Forrest? It will continue, continuous, contiguous, and chronological in divine timing. It will continue in divine timing until something ends it. Something ends it. Don't squat with them on. Oh, confirmation. I haven't said it yet. Seen it. I don't know where it is now, but you need a torch, which is basically this. Excuse me, a torch bearer. Someone with a torch that will show you there's only one way in, as far as I know. There's only one way in, as far as I know. You see, when this person that you call Jesus said, the way to my Father is through me, he didn't mean believe in me, not me. He didn't mean believe in me. There's only one way in. In the way that I have lived my life and explain how to live your life, that is the way in. You do not have to come to me, being him. You don't have to come to me. You have to live your life as you. You have to be the best you can be. Don't try and be like someone else. That's not being authentic. That's not being real. Like, you just have to be the best you that you can be. try and copy anyone else. Don't try and be anyone else. Don't try to achieve what anyone else has done. Do the best that you can do. Be the best person you can be, and you'll get there. Love you first. Choose you first, not in an ego way. Know thyself. Because when you know yourself, you'll know you're a child of the divine. And as a child of the divine, you are divine. And you deserve a better life. When you admit that to yourself, I don't know, you're more than 50% there, metaphorically speaking. Just be the best you. Worry about anybody else. Don't care what anybody else thinks about you. Be the best you can be. Love yourself first and foremost. I don't care how you think that feels, how it sounds. Love yourself first and foremost. Ooh, message for tomorrow. Uh-oh, somebody's heartbroken. Sorry, just the way it goes. I don't say things to upset people. Well, I do, I suppose, because I'm an agitator. But I don't specifically go out to upset them. I go out to wake them up. And in that upset, it's not karma. It's a lesson. And in that lesson is the first step. Your awareness takes its first step when you understand a lesson. And the more lessons, the more steps you take. The more steps you take, the higher you get. Now, if you're starting in the middle, it's good to be confirmation. What? Oh man, got to see that. Hey, I've got to watch that. Sorry, I've got to see that. I like that person. So the more steps you take, the better for you. If you're starting in the middle, easy process. If you're starting at the bottom, it's still achievable. But only you can make that decision. No one else. Doesn't matter what anybody else says about you. You have to believe in you. You have to love you for who you are. And all the shit that's happened in your life, you have to come to terms with it. And anything that doesn't help you be a better person, fuck it off. Get rid of it. When you have a shower, wash it away. Tell the universe, there you go, I don't want this anymore. Or when you go to the toilet, I don't want this anymore. This shit, I don't want it. It's not helping me. And every day you learn makes you stronger. It doesn't matter that you get pissed off with it, and it doesn't matter that you get upset. None of it matters. Because if you're getting upset and you're getting pissed off, you have to tell yourself, it's a lesson. What do I need to learn from this? What is it that's happening to me right now that will make me stronger and better? And then you do the transmuting, the alchemizing, all of that stuff. And I am no expert. I only started doing this because I was in the throes of the chase and people started attacking me for no reason. And so I learned what life is all about. And it ain't about the matrix that I grew up in. It's about New Earth. So I thank you for watching. The catalyst, again with the word all and the other words that I gave you, are all about the thrill of the chase and history and religion being fake. So the truth is the truth. There's nothing I can do about it. Why? And this is the issue, you know, if people can't get along, Forrest has wasted his time, hasn't he? Bill, don't bring mothers into it at all. Not cool. I don't get it. Honestly, don't. You want to spend your time, I don't know. I don't get it. Perhaps there was a creator, but I won't subscribe to any one religion, sect, or cult. Nothing. No, there isn't any one religion, Whistling. You're right. There isn't one. Everything that has been written down and broken into something called religion is a control mechanism. That's all that is. That's all that is. If it's been brought and controlled, brought down into something that's classed as religion. Like you wouldn't say that your mother and father were a religion. Like your creators are a religion. It's not how it works. There is just the creator who created, and we are all from that creation. And when I say all, not just this planet. This, simply put, if you have free will, which you do, you don't have to do jack shit for the creator other than accept that you exist because of the creator and at least show a bit of respect, show a bit of love. That's it. Now, in order to get your life on the right tracks, no different than your father or mother, you would go to them and they would help you. So ask. Whatever it is, ask. And have faith that they're hearing and they're listening and they love you and they want to, you know, make things good for you. But you don't have to give it religion. You don't have to give it anything. You can call so it's the opposite. You have to admit that there is no religion. That's all you have to do. You admit there's no religion, that there is only one creator. There can only be one creator because that's the truth. Like, only Forrest will go down as the person that created the thrill of the chase. Even if he isn't, the person who come up with the idea is the creator of it. Even if he got help, whoever thought of it is the person that came up with it. So you have that. And all of the others, all of the other religions that they've tried to give us are not true. So you have to admit that none of that is true other than energy exists and was given a name, and that name was false. Not Allah, not God, not whatever. That name is false. So accept that there is a source creator and live your life within the universal confirmation and live your life within the universal laws. No stealing, no killing, no whatever. Within the universal laws. Then everything else is a lesson. What you do that goes against, no different than having a mum and dad, what you do that goes against what they expect will be judged. And you'll either get a spanking or you'll get praise. That's it. The more good things you do, the more praise you get, the better your life becomes. The more bad things you do, the more spankings you'll get. The worse your life will be. That's it. That's it. So the idea is to live your best life by wanting the best for yourself, by loving yourself, and wanting the best for everybody else and loving everybody else, as bad as they are, because there is no judgment. Can't judge anyone, because that would be asking them to judge you. You want to live your life the way you want to live it, let them live their life the way they want to live it. But the universe will judge whatever decision you make. Now, if you're a good person, the majority of the decisions you make will be good decisions. And the universe will have no reason to intervene in your life whatsoever. But if you're a bad person, that's where the Dharma and the Karma comes in. You will either get Dharma, get confirmation like mad. You'll either get Dharma or Karma. You'll either get reward or lesson. Reward or lesson, reward or lesson. Now, if you're already doing good stuff, there is no lesson to learn because you're already doing it. If you already know your 3 times table, no one's going to tell you to learn your 3 times table. If you're already doing your 7 times table, no one's going to ask you to do your 7 times table. But if you're not doing any of those things, if you didn't get up to your 1,332 times table, okay, confirmation like mad, then you're not going to be asked to learn it. So the person who hasn't done any of their multiplication tables will start at what's 1 times 1 and go from there and have to learn all of those lessons because they haven't bothered to learn and they are not helping themselves and they're not helping other people. But because you have and you're at such a high level, then the universe will treat you in the way you deserve to be treated. And they will treat the person who hasn't learned it in the way they deserve to be treated. And that's how it works. And that's how simple it is. There is a universal law that we all must follow. And if you're behaving in a way that doesn't affect that universal law, then your path is a good path. But if you're going against that, then your path is a rocky path where you need to learn lessons. Now, the problem is, in this confirmation, in this world of ours, Forrest told us, they were hiding behind a skirt. These people would not want to learn their multiplication table, but make out they had by covering themselves in your essence, making it look like they were you. They were at the 1,333 times table, and you were the one that was at the 2 times 2 table. Your life not so good, their life brilliant, because they were using your energy to fool the universe into thinking that they were you. But now, things will change, because now the universe knows these people are fucking liars. They're not the good people we thought they were. And so it will all get stripped from them and given to the people that deserve it. If you don't deserve it, you won't get it, because the meek shall inherit the earth. Meek meaning faithful, and from there it's no place for the meek, staying faithful. See how simple that is? Such a simple statement. From there, it's no place for the faithful. So stay faithful. That's not believing in religion. That's not believing in anything other than be a good person, love yourself, love everything else, and all just get along. Now, it can be called faith, I suppose. It can be called the way, I suppose. The follower of the way. Because there is only one way in. The universal way. Source. Creator. The original. However you want to believe in it. It doesn't matter. What matters is you believe in universal law. You understand that you can't go around hurting people. You understand you can't go around taking from people, abusing people. The simple, humane way of being. So, if you can stay in a high vibration, the earth is a better place to live in and heals. Their plan is to keep you in a low vibration. Everything you see in the news, so you see in the media, is to keep you down in that low vibration and do the things that Bill does. I'm not calling him out. Well, I am calling him out, but I'm not calling him out. If you want to live in a world where you want to slag people off, fine, do that. And if that other person wants to live in that world where he can slag you off as well, fine, do that. But neither of you are going to win. I was going to win. Not in the grand scheme of things. You may win this, tete-a-tete, back and forth bullshit. But in the grand scheme of things, your vibration will remain low and the universe will go, well, that's the shit they want. That's the shit they'll get. I don't know. I'd rather not get the shit. So if you go out slagging yourself off every day, the universe will say, well, this is the sort of life they want. This is what we'll give them. If you go off praising yourself every day, the universe will say, oh, they deserve more because they believe that they're this type of person with this type of life, with this way of living, and this is what they deserve. But obviously, don't go out hurting people because it will just say, no, you ain't getting it. You don't deserve it. But if you're a good person who has a good opinion of yourself, who loves yourself in the best way, without being conceited about it, who understands all of your flaws, all of the things that happen to you, go through the dark night of the soul, who does all of that, the universe will respond accordingly. And by universe, Mother, Father, because you can't say that it's Mother Nature and then say, who are these invisible people? You can't say Father Time, then say, who are these invisible people? Like, these words exist because they have a truth to them. You just have to find out what that truth is. And then you go to the planet Saturn and things like that. So we've been lied to. That's obvious. Why have we been lied to? That's obvious as well. When you hear what that truth is, confirmation. When you hear what that truth is. Why had to go? Because it told us who the creator was. Once you got rid of the creator, hallelujah, once you got rid of that Y and put in a J, then Yahusha had to be changed, another J. Joshua, Jacob, whatever. Yarden, the U's, however they said the U's, all those things had to change. Everything that had a Y sound had to be changed. To hide the fact that they hid in the beginning was the Word. They changed one word. And because they changed one word, they had to change everything else. Just to hide the creator. Excuse me. And everyone believed, everyone focused on Jesus. Why did they change his name? Why did they change his name? Confirmation. Why did they change his name? They didn't just change his name. They changed everyone's name. They changed the names of the places and the names of the people And the story was the same story, but the names and places got changed. Pay neighbours to spy, invade privacy and gain access to your space. They will all suffer. Ooh. Dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. Perhaps there was a creator, but I won't. Oh, done that. Forrest didn't care to subscribe to any particular religion, but he did believe in a higher hand. I think if you've got any sense, you'd be foolish not to believe that there is a higher hand at work. You'd be foolish. Karma would not exist if there was not a creator. Think about it. You would not have to suffer for something that you did wrong if something wasn't governing the fact that you should suffer because you did something wrong. Like someone is calling judgment on whatever it is that was done wrong and giving you the lesson to make it correct. It's not the punishment. Like people say, oh, I'll be punished, I'll be punished. Okay? There is a punishment in it, but it's to teach you a lesson. So when your father, mother, whatever, uncle, aunt, whoever, grandma, granddad, whoever's looking after you, want to teach you something, it may, like, go to your room, is the form of punishment, but it's to teach you a lesson for the misdemeanor that you did. If you don't do that misdemeanor, you don't need that confirmation. You don't need that lesson. Oh, the Holy Spirit. So, religion, bullshit. Holy Spirit, divine being, energy, absolutely real. And like I say, if energy created itself into matter and created everything, because that's what we're being told, even though they don't explain it that way, but that's what it is. This divine being, this energy, created all the matter that we see around us and the matter that we don't see. You know, the other multiverses and everything. So energy created itself into matter and then created more matter. Still energy, must still be energy. Must still be energy, even though we think of it as matter, because we've been told that's what it is. But everything is energy. Energy created itself as I think, therefore I am. So remember, Forrest says, imagination more important than knowledge. The fact that you can think it, you can make it real. So this energy, I think, therefore I am, created itself and then created everything else. And because it created everything else, it is created from the energy of itself, which is the Christ consciousness, the all one, everything's connected. Birds, plants, us, you know, the babbling brooks that I can't ever shut up. Everything's connected. So if energy created matter, I think, therefore I am, I've created myself as a being, and now I create other stuff, other beings. It's still energy. But energy that can be seen, unlike Archangel Michael and the rest of you and the ancestors and everything else, the spirits. So just because it's been created as matter doesn't stop it being energy. And just because it is energy doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. Archangel Michael exists. Archangel Michael exists. Gabriel, they all exist. And it doesn't matter whether you call them Michael or you just call them, I suppose it does, because otherwise there'd be too many, so they need names. So At some point, you will cease to exist as this human. No, I'm not going to say all of us, because it'd be a lie. At some point, you will exist as a human being, but you will not cease to exist. You will go back to where you came from, to the stars. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, etc. You'll go back to the place of origin. Remember, you've seen all those catalyst things: origin, genesis, etc. You will go back to that place, and in that place, you can decide whether you want to come back to Earth or go somewhere else, or be a tree, be a blade of grass, or be this, that, whatever conformation. You'll be able to choose what it is that you want to be or do, or stay where you are in the higher realms. You'll be able to stay there, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, seventh dimension, whatever. You can choose to do that, but when you choose to come to Earth, because of the heavy density and the process that it goes through, you end up forgetting that you're a soul being, an infinite being, a being of the cosmos, a being of source. You forget that, and you spend the human existence trying to remember, trying to get back to where you come from. And the only way you get back to where you come from, if you don't have the awakening, is by your vessel passing on. And then you leave the vessel and you go back. Or you can try to get back to that point before this vessel expires, which is, the process that I go through. I don't want to wait till I expire before I remember who I am. I want to remember who I am before I expire, so I don't have to expire. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. It's all right. They're going through that process of like trying to drain and trying to put parasites in and try and do this and try and do that, but it all just going to go back, and then they're the ones that are going to end up, But some people don't learn, some people don't listen, and some people don't want to change, and that's up to them. I'm not going to have an opinion. I'll have an opinion, but I'm not going to get upset by the fact that these people are still trying to do the things that they've tried to do for years and years and years. So I'll just tell you, even though you're trying right now, I know you're trying right now, even though you're trying, it won't work. I just return it to sender, and it will be worse coming back to you than it is that you're sending to me. And that's how everyone should behave. We are not here to be used by anyone. We're just not. And these warlocks and witches and these fucking practitioners who think that they've got thousands of years of experience, and they're coming up against someone who doesn't know anything, and someone who's weak, and someone who's this, and someone who's that. That's what they think. Well, guess what? You are so fucking wrong. You are so wrong. So when I say it's returned with the intention that you sent out, and normally they put ×7 on it or ×10, then I send it back. And at some point you will realize you are wasting your fucking time. If you are chosen, and I mean really chosen, not because you say you're chosen or because you think you're chosen, but because you are anointed, and your path is specific, precise, you might say, following 9 clues. It's precise. Everything that you do or say is for a reason, and it will happen the way that it is meant to be, because it already fucking happened, and there is nothing anyone can do. Confirmation. There is nothing anyone can do to stop it. Change it, move it, delay it, whatever. Divine timing will happen when it's meant to happen. And everything that everybody does in their life that they think is going to affect that is wasting their time. Just creating burdens for yourself. Like, the reason I come on live is to show people that whatever they do doesn't work. And I stay on a long time to make sure that they have the time to get all their stuff, get out under the moon. It should be dark enough there for you now. Oh, down here. Yep, it's 25 to 1 here. So pretty certain that it's getting dark over wherever you are. Wherever you are in the world, it would have been dark when I came on, and you would have been able to utilize whatever part of nature you want to utilize to do whatever it is you want to do. But everything that I do has a reason behind it. Everything that I say has a reason behind it. If you haven't worked that out by now, there is something wrong with your mental capacity, because if you haven't seen that I've done this for 6 years, I look better now than when I first started. That's because of you. You have made me a better, stronger, more spiritual person than I was when I started 6 years ago. And the more you do, the stronger I become, the richer I become, the healthier I become, the younger I become, because I am taking everything from you that you are giving out. Anything that is considered to be good comes my way. Anything negative goes back to you. So at some point, if you started with $10,000, just for numbers, you started with $10,000 and it cost you $500, paying your practitioners and that, each time you want to do something. At some point, that money's gone. You've wasted it. The only thing that you've got from it is all the negativity that you sent out has gone back to you. Whatever you wanted, whatever you set up to go out, has gone back to you. And now you are down $10,000, and guess who's got it? Now, I say me, but it could be anybody around the world that people are doing it to. That's the new matrix. And the more upset you get, the more money you spend, the more things you put out into the universe, the worse off you become. So you lost your 10,000, and you spend another 10,000, and you spend another 10,000, and you spend 100,000, and you spend 1,000,000, and whatever it is, you no longer have it. And whatever you wanted negative to happen is happening to you. If you want them without a house, you don't have a house. You want them without a car, you don't have a car. You want something to happen to their pets, something happens to your pets. I've warned you over and over and over again. That was 2 confirmations. I am not lying. I am not lying in everything that I say. Another one. I'm trying to help people. They don't want to listen. There is fuck all I can do about it. There is nothing I can do about it if you don't want to listen. Nothing. But you will always come worse off, because you are not, listen, you are not dealing with human beings. This is divine timing. This is the universe and everything connected to the universe working together to put not just the universe, excuse me, confirmation, everything, all existence. Oh, I can see it now. All existence, the whole of existence is working together to create the whole of existence again in the way that it's meant to be. And there is nothing anyone can do that will stop it, delay it, change it. It won't happen. And you can hate it as much as you want, and you can fight it against as much as you want. But you have to realize it wasn't yours. You stole it. This existence that you're living, you stole. Now, admittedly, if you're new to this, you probably don't understand all that. But trust me, the people at the top, they stole it. They don't deserve it. They stole it. And now we're at the point where the inheritance that was meant for the meek, the faithful, remember, from there it's no place for the meek. The inheritance that was meant for the faithful, because you needed faith, that's what this is all about. You needed faith. And unless you were faithful, remember, staying in faith, being faithful, at faithful, unless you were that, you're screwed. And that doesn't mean to say that you had to be a certain religion. That just means to say that you had to believe. So, if it's called universal law, then one would have to agree that the universe has some part to play in it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be called universal law. Which means it ain't just us. Confirmation. It ain't just us. If there is a universal law and we exist as one set of beings on one little planet in the universe, it will just be called the planet law, because it exists just for us on this planet. But it doesn't exist just for us on this planet. So those beings that are on this planet, that from a different place or plane or universe, have to abide by the same law of the universe. And they haven't. And in doing so, they hid behind the good. And everything that they did that was considered against the universal law was passed on to people like us. But not anymore, remember? It is found under a canopy of stars. You are no longer protected. And you are seen by the stars, by the universe. So whatever was hidden under the canopy, whatever was hidden was found. And Forrest told us. Confirmation. Confirmation. My treasure has been found. Not his chest. His treasure. What he was searching for. See, Forrest was searching. He may not have known that, or he may have known that, I don't know. But Forrest was searching. And he found his treasure. I wasn't looking for treasure. I was looking for answers. I found all the answers. And I told Forrest I was happy with my soul. I am no longer searching. And I am not coming to America. And so I didn't. And 6 years later, nearly, we are coming to the end. Where the truth shall be known and the answers will be spoken. And everything that was done will come to light. As it is said, whatever those sayings are about hidden in the dark will come to light and all of those things. So, I thank you for being here and watching, the 6 of you and the 2 likes. Ooh, cool. Sorry if I haven't interacted as much, but you know me, I'd rather focus on the truth. Shiloh's texting. Yeah, I don't think Shiloh's going to text. I know somebody wants to apologise. But if they wish to call that matter God, good for them. Well, see, God is Gadriel, or whatever that is, which is the god of fortune, the demon of fortune, which is the person that your country is based on, or the being that your country is based on. In God we trust. So basically, in money we trust, in fortune we trust. We worship demons and devils, those people in charge of your country. That's what the Pentagon is. Not the Pentagon, the place, the Pentagon that's in the shape in Washington, and all the nefarious things that go on there, and the needles and all that stuff. Is it Pentagon or Pentagram? Sorry. So yeah, God is the real name of Gad, God, or G-A-A-D. Again, they're all just bullshit, because Lord is Baal, and Jezebel is basically where is Baal, which is the evil woman of the evil man, etc. So remember, all of these words have to have a meaning. And when you look up the truth of the meaning, where it originates, you realize that you've been worshipping a fake creator, a evil creator. When you look at the words Yahweh, Jehovah, Allah, Adonai, like even the Ethiopian Bible, even though it's truer than the King James Bible, truer, more true, doesn't make it correct. The problem is the written word is man's word, or what do you want to call it? Anunnaki, Sumerian, all those other old beings. So unless it's source universal word, you have to take it with a pinch of salt, because it can be doctored. To find the doctor, find the treasure. So, excuse me, if it's doctored, you have to try and find the truth. So I go back to thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me, which is basically judgment and justice, or justice and judgment, or something like that. And that makes more sense. So they took the real words, took them out, which is what Forrest did, took them out and then put some different words in. And now you have no idea of what the truth is of what you're reading. Like, yea, though I walk through the shadow of the is Yah. It's his name. You're talking to him. The first word is him, which is still yes. Yah is yes. Yea is yes. So they're not lying, but they're taking the real name of the person you're speaking to out of the true scripture and making it to be something that it isn't. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. What? No, no, no. Yes, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. No, no. You're talking to Yah. You're talking to the divine being. Yah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thy judgment and thy justice, they comfort me. So in other words, even though I'm going through this shit life, I'm not afraid because I know that your judgment and your justice will help me in my walk through this fucking world that we're in. Because that's basically what it's talking about. Because sin is failure. And if you fail, you die because you didn't find Father. Like when they believed in Father, universe, source, whatever, when they believed in him, they lived till 900, 600 years old, 700 years old, whatever. They lived for almost, it seemed like forever. And when they didn't believe, they were told they could only live so long, 120, 125, whatever. And that's the difference. So sin is failure. It's not, there's no such thing as sin. The only sin is not finding the truth, the true creator. That's sin. Sin is failure. I can't remember what he said. What did he say? The wages of sin is death. The wages of failure is death. If you fail to find the creator and live in the way you're supposed to live and have the DNA you're supposed to have and have the body you're supposed to have and do the things you're supposed to do, if you don't do those things and corrupt your body and corrupt your mind and corrupt your soul to the way of these material fucking wannabe gods, you won't live as long. But if you do the right things in the right way and your DNA responds accordingly, you will live longer and have a better life. And that's what people don't understand. Losing connection with source, the one energy, because you're energy, losing your connection with that makes you weaker. And having your connection with it makes you stronger. So the wages of sin is death. The failure to connect, it's like not plugging into the bloody mains. The failure to plug into the mains is death. The fact that you can't plug into source is death for you because you won't live as long if you don't connect to your source energy. And that's what they want. They want to use your source energy and they don't care if you don't make it past year one, as long as they have your energy to keep them going. Because they don't have what we have. They can't imagine what we can imagine. They don't grow in the way that we grow, and they don't have the mental wisdom that we have. As far as I said, they stay around about 13. They might be grown ups, but they act like children. Everything you lost is finally returning. Uh-oh. That's a lot of stuff. Who's texting you at almost 2 a.m.? Who's texting me? The universe is. Hey, Sophia. Hope you're feeling well. Yeah, I think No one's texting. It's just probably notifications about what's happening in the world of spirit. So, I'm just being honest with you. The universe is letting me know stuff that I need to know, even though I'm not there where it's happening. And the universe is telling me that this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen. So between that information, the poem, and all sorts of things, it's like, oh, excuse me, that's the story of just got another one. Another one. Like, it's not coming through on my phone, it's coming through here, but I don't know why it's not making a sound though. True crime, it says. It's a story. True crime. Nancy Guthrie, whatever that is. I suppose that'll turn up at some point in my future. A message from the divine for the chosen ones. There you go. The chosen ones are getting a message. So, it's supposed to be 144,000, but I think there are more than 144,000 because the 144,000 is really within the body, which is the ascension within the chakras in the human body up to the lotus that's at the top, which is all religion has the same, more confirmation. All religion has the same sort of thing. They're talking about the human body and things that happen to the human body, but they're talking about the outside world. But as within, so without. So within the Hindu statement of things, the 33, 12, 8, 2, whatever those things are that were in the universe that they talk about are also within the human being. Within us is the universe, and outside of us is the universe. And how they correlate the two. Talk about this, but it's actually happening within you, which is the same with the resurrection of Christ, the 33 vertebrae and the 28, whatever, up to the something oil. Christ oil, Christmas oil, something oil, whatever. Scared of mass destruction but causing it. Oop. Judgment, investigation, judgment, cult. So those people that are doing bad things everyone's being judged. Told you this already. Everyone's being judged. But those that are doing bad things will be seen publicly for doing bad things because there will be a tower, something bad happening and it being highlighted as a big thing. And those that are good won't necessarily be recognized as being praised or rewarded or anything because it isn't as significant. Like if somebody won $100 or $300 or $1,000 or $2,000 or $10,000, it'll go unnoticed. It's a big thing to them, but not so for everyone else. But if a cult gets judged as a whole, it will tend to make, news, public news. So around the world, everyone's being judged and being given what it is that they have either lost or deserve. And in order to make that work, the finance within the world is so it's the wealth transfer. It's being moved around to the places that it belongs. If you are a trillionaire who is a really good person, who's a humanitarian, blah, 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 you will keep that money and probably get more if that's what you deserve. More. Just for fun. Okay, well, I'll return that then. Someone summoned a demon just for fun. You're about to rewrite history. Someone is obsessed with energy. Not the first time I've heard that. You'd be surprised how many confirmations I get. Son, daughter of God. See, that's the issue that I have. While they, another one, flipping heck. I'll do more of this than speaking to you. That's the same one. Well, good luck with that. I'll return it to sender. Are you listening? In fact, don't even let it come out. Just well, I suggest that's the best way to do it. Someone is questioning their abilities because you can't be touched. I suggest that's the best way they behave. Don't even try it. It's Mario's handbag, Sophia. What? What? Hey, just hanging on and resting a lot. Wishing I could do more around the house. Excuse me. I have to admit, whilst I can't fully appreciate what that's like, because it hasn't happened to me, it did happen to my wife. So I do know, or do have some, knowledge of what that can be like for someone. Truth is being revealed and it's deep. I wish I could do more. The flashing VW bus bags is irritating. Sorry, that's my fault, isn't it? Hang on. I'll admit to that. So, the simple truth, the simple solution ha ha ha. Now, what's worse, seeing me or seeing that? That's the question. Is that better? If you'd have said earlier, I'd have, waited till now to do it. No, if you'd have said earlier, I'd have done it earlier. Sorry. Confirmation sounds like a Catholic reference to me. What? No. Just kidding. Too late, done it. Sorry, got called away earlier. Looks like I missed it. No, nobody misses anything when they come here. No, Angel. You know more about what's going on in the world than I do. Oh, more confirmation. Okay, so the gift giving will save them, but you're creating your exit plan. So I've finished anyway, to be fair, but if you believe that you have the universe inside you, based on, not because you want to be in a religion, but based on what the religions talk about as the universe being inside you, because their references, the numbers that they talk about, the things that they talk about, is the human body and within you, which is why I say the Hindu side of it is probably the closest in regard to the chakras and everything and the oils and all those things that make the spiritual human part of the oneness, the Christ consciousness, the one, even though it doesn't say Christ consciousness, but that's what this is. So originally, the pleroma, the monad, Sophia, Christ, who this person you call Jesus was talking about, he never was Christ. He was talking about Christ and how the energy creates matter, but it's still energy. There is no such thing as matter, apart from the fact that it's matter that you see, as opposed to energy that you can't. No, this is energy that you see, as opposed to energy that you can't. And these people who want to be gods try to convince you that the material world is something separate than the energetic world, but it isn't, which is the energy, emotion thing. You see it and you believe it because there it is, but it is just energy. It's it's a visible energy that has been created. And you want to believe that because you can see it, but you don't want to believe the invisible energy that you can't see, which, if it wanted to, could manifest itself into matter, into material energy. So money is just energy. Everything around me is just energy. I'm energy. I've been created into a physical existence, just like everything else. And we believe it because we can see it and we call it matter. But in reality, it's just energy. Energy created into a physical form that we can see and we want to believe is something different than it is. Here's the confirmation. So everything is energy. You believe that I'm sitting here. I'm not standing here, but sitting here. You believe I'm sitting here. You believe that I've got a laptop. Well, you don't know whether I've got a laptop or not, but I've got a laptop. And you believe that you're looking at a screen and you're seeing me and hearing me. And you think it's all matter, but it's all energy. But you're able to understand it because it's been created into something that you can comprehend. Just like time. You comprehend it as a linear thing, but really it's this. Everything's happening all at once. But it's been slowed down to a point. You've been slowed down to a point to accept it, separated into a beginning and an end. And you have to go from this point to this point. When really this point and this point, like that. So we've been programmed to believe something that, while it is true, it's not really real. And people don't want to believe in the invisible energy that I was talking about earlier. And yet they want to believe that they're sitting on a chair, watching a TV, looking at a phone, riding a bike, whatever. But all of that is energy. Turned to what we call matter and is in our physical reality. And we don't understand or see our spiritual reality. But trust me, it's there. You just don't see it and you don't hear it because it hasn't been made into the material world that we're living in, the 3D world that we're living in. So it'd be like you can't see it because it's in the other room and you're not in the other room. You can't see it because you think, well, there's a wall between us and I can't see it. And it doesn't exist because I can't see it, but it's there. And if you stepped up into the fourth dimension, you would see it and it'd be like you were here. So if you consider there's a fourth dimension, there must be a first dimension, a second dimension, the third dimension that we're in, the fourth dimension, fifth, sixth, seventh. Those dimensions exist, but they're not made into this physical 3D that we see. And that's why you don't believe it. So you would have to step into that dimension and see it for what it is. And if you refuse to step into that dimension, you will never see it for what it is. You will remain in the 3D and believe in the matter stuff that they talk about in the material world, unaware that it's just energy. It really is just energy. Confirmation. Tried to kill you. Life insurance investigation lied to get a POA corrupt lawyer running more. Man, I'm learning so much today. So, narcissistic low vibe energy has been allowed to control our population for years, and it's crumbling. People are doing the inner healing, waking up, and are no longer fearful, reactive. 100% true. You said it easier than I've been saying it. balance will always be restored. The dark always comes to light. So, yeah, the pirates are here. The pirates! I don't do well with moving screens. Why I could not be a gamer ever. Oh, I love gaming. So, I'm not a whole believer in this light and dark stuff. So, when the sun comes out, we all want to go into the light. Well, most of us. We go into the light, and whenever you walk in the light, there will always be a shadow. And that shadow is not a bad thing. And the only time that shadow disappears is if you stay in the dark. You don't have a shadow, but you are in the darkness. Now, you need to be able to walk in the light and walk with the shadow, understand the shadow, and love the shadow for being the shadow and reminding you that you are in the light. There is nothing wrong with the darkness. It is no different to the light. We are here to learn. And if we learn everything in the darkness, acting in the dark, that is not the issue. The issue is acting out of evil, without a heart, without a mind, without control. So we need to act according to universal law, dark or light, doesn't matter. You can be a dark being, but still of the light, working for the best of yourself and the best of everyone else and the universe. I was saying earlier, the universal law means there are other beings, otherwise it would just be planetary law, and that's man's law, so we don't accept that. So the universal law, and I say multiverse, is about everything, and that's how you have to act. So darkness is not the issue, evil is the issue. The operating without boundaries, without heart, without soul, without mind, without thought. That's the issue. Darkness for me is just something to be understood and accepted as part of every one of us. We are all dark. Every single one of us has darkness in them. Every single one of us has a masculine and feminine in them. And we just need to keep them balanced to have the best possible outcome for us, ourselves, and everyone around us. So I don't have an issue with darkness. I have issues with evil, big issues with evil. Oh, I don't know about that, but thanks for the compliment. Anyone who has put all beliefs in the Starseeder knows exactly what Humpty Dumpty is doing. Too much truth. I knew that was coming. Okay, whatever that was. Anyone who's put all beliefs in the media reporting has never understood her. Yeah, so again, we discussed it earlier, didn't we? The whole point of the media is to make you stay in this low vibration. And the whole point of the media is for the agenda that's coming, the digital ID. We bring these immigrants into every country, not just America, every country. We bring these immigrants into every country and we put that country in fear. And then we come up with the idea of digital ID, which is going to help against these people that are immigrants in your country. But you put them in the country in the first place. Like, you can quite as easily get rid of them. Without them, there is no need for the digital ID. But you put us in that much fear of this life that we're living now with these people that are coming into our country and trying to enforce a strange religion on us that are, going after our children and attacking the women and burning our flags. And you leave us in this environment and then say the way out of it is for us to sign up to digital ID, which gives you the power to control us totally. No job, no medicine, no money, because you have all that information and you can control it as you wish because you've put these immigrants in our country. Hmm. So it's for the long haul, is it? Once they learnt this thing about you, they couldn't look at you the same. They can't stop thinking. So everything they do has an agenda. The COVID stuff, everything. It all is a way of controlling the vibration of the planet because they can't live on a planet that has high vibration. And they can't keep having wars every so many years. And they can't keep giving pandemics every so many years. And they can't. So there are only so many things that they can do to keep you in the vibration and control you. And now we're at the point where this is, the new plan. Keep you, fearful and then grateful to them for coming up with this idea of helping you, masks and whatever. Coming up with, keeping you at home, etc., because it's for your own benefit, for your own good. Like coming up with all these ideas that you think, oh, they're doing it for our own benefit. They're doing it to help us. Oh, what a great idea. No, it's not a great idea. Initially, it seems a good idea because you're trying to resolve a problem that you don't even need, that you shouldn't even be having. There shouldn't be any immigrants in the country in the first place. They shouldn't be allowed to rape, steal, kill, do the things that they do. They're only being allowed to do it because they have an agenda. Every country, there are immigrants in every country or trying to get into every country to have this process work all over the world, not just one country. It's a bit strange that, like, how many immigrants would it take to go all around the world and cause the same sort of problem all around the world? That is not just coincidence. That is a planned attack on us as human beings by people who do not care about other human beings. And that's the issue. Now, if you allow it to get to you, then you're part of the problem because you're creating this low vibration, which is what they need to exist, which is how they're more comfortable. But if you ignore it, I don't mean ignore it, it doesn't happen, so I don't give a shit. I'm going to ignore it to the point that I'm aware it exists, but I understand why you're doing it, and you're not going to trigger me. I'm not going to fall for it. Now, some people do, and they do vlogs, and they say, yeah, it's a good idea, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just need to call them out for what they're doing. And again, it's all about getting Jesus back. This bloke that didn't exist. Couldn't exist. It's impossible. No J. It's all about getting you fearful enough to be grateful for this bloke coming back who do all these magical things, and you believe that he's a divine person who is good, and he'll make out that he is, and it's for him to rule, no different than president or king or whatever, for him to rule. When you call him out and say, no, it's BS, there was no J, there's no such person as Jesus, it didn't happen. And if there's no such person as Jesus and it didn't happen, then how the fuck does he come back? And it's an agenda. It's already planned. It's already in motion for this to happen, for them to control us through fear of this divine being that we believe is here to help us. And not. They're here to enslave us. And it's the best form of enslavement, believing that this person is a god. So you're not looking at a president, you're not looking at a king, you're looking at a god, and you want to do what he says because you believed all the bullshit that he existed thousands of years ago, and you believe all the bullshit that he's come back, so he must be true, and you follow him in the faith, or you follow him because you're scared. You have a different religion, but you know of Jesus, and you think, oh shit, my religion's wrong, that must be right because he's come back. It's like, well, he can't come back because he never existed. His name is a lie. And if his name is a lie, then if he comes back in that name, you're full of shit. And if he doesn't come back in that name, he's full of shit. Like if he tries to pretend to be someone else, well, I thought you were Jesus. Give me a good reason why I believe that you're not Jesus, that you said you were, and that you're really the person that you're claiming to be now. Like, why didn't you come back before and deny the fact that you were Jesus? Why have you waited till now? So the real Messiah will come back and call out this Antichrist and this fucking Jesus person, which was Isis originally. They're afraid the end will retaliate. They would have they wish they knew. So the truth is the truth. It doesn't matter whether you hate it. It doesn't matter whether you love it. It's the truth. If J didn't exist till 1524, which it didn't, then there was no Jesus. There was no Jordan. There are no Jews. There are no Jews. Bullshit. There were no Jews. There was no Jerusalem. There was no J. Like, why are they using all these lies to try to control us and manipulate us? If there is no J, there is no Jew. And there is no Jerusalem. And there is no River Jordan. There is no John the Baptist. And there is no Jesus. There is no James. There is no Judas. There's no line of Judah. There's none of that. Why are they hiding all of the truth? So again, it goes back to thrill of the chase. It's not who you are, it's who you can make them think you are, which is scary in itself. But it's my story, only the names and places have changed. It's exactly the same. It's a story which is true, but the names and the places have changed. And not because they're trying to hide who Jesus was, like the good person, not because of the good person. It's because it's a bad person trying to hide who the creator is. Hallelujah is a Y. And that Y had to go because it praised Yah, the true creator, the one creator. And the aha moment is Ahayah, Ahayah. Aha is almost yes, and Yah is yes. And Forrest says, I wish I never said the word yes. So you take that word yes, yea, though I walk through the valley. It's not yes, yea, though I walk through the valley. It's Yah. You're talking to the creator. Though I walk through this life that I'm living, shadow of death, sin is failure, and that failure is death. Yea, though I walk through this life, I shall fear no evil, for thy judgment and thy justice, they comfort me. So those names, those words, all those words are changed. So you have no idea what he's talking about. So you have no idea how to stay closer to the creator. Not that it's a religion. It's not about religion. It's about a being explaining, this is how you came into existence. This is how you came into existence. And you have all been created. And you're all my sons and daughters. And I love you all. It's about that being saying those things, but it being corrupted into something totally different. And making you worship. But you're not worshipping the real creator. You're worshipping the devil. You're worshipping the person that's pretending to be the creator. Let's give you all of these rules and regulations that don't exist. That say you have to do this, this, and this, and this, and this. Say your rosaries, you have to beat yourself, you have to blah, 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 whatever it is, whatever they came up with. It's all bullshit. You have to sacrifice this and you have to do that. No, that's for the evil deities, not for the real, true, divine creator. Anyway, I need to get gone. Nobody ever paid attention to his words and their actual meaning. Are we talking about Forrest? Well, I did, so you can't say nobody. Well, except what? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Whistling. Sorry. I just read the next bit. One person figured out his poem because they listened to his words. Everyone else was on a wild goose chase. And that's the point of life. That's exactly the point of life. That's the thrill of the chase. And those words mean the same, life, thrill, chase, same thing, interact, the thrill of the thrill. It could mean anything. But it's about the American dream. The thrill of the chase is the American dream. It's the lure. It's the work your bollocks off to feed those above you, not to feed yourself. It's work your bollocks off to feed the people above you, because those people own 95% of the companies that exist. Like, you go to work for someone, they pay you, then they take all your money back. They take it back in taxes. They take it back through, subscriptions. They take it back through energy that you pay for. They take it. So you get paid by these people that own these companies, only for them to take it back off you. And it's your money to start with. Like, they stole it from you in the first place. You don't have to go to work for it. It's yours. It's your spiritual inheritance. It's your abundance. It's your birthright. It's yours anyway. They stole it from you. Every bill you get is your money. You shouldn't have to pay a bill ever. It's yours. They've stolen it from you in the first place, and they give you a bill that looks like a check and says, will you give this check back to me? That's basically what the bill is. It's a check that you sign to say, yeah, there you go, here's a check for whatever your bill is. If you look at the numbers, you'll see, which is straw man and maritime law stuff. Like, how they've screwed us over is unreal. And over the years, they've got better and better and better at it, to the point that they're using media, because they own all of these companies, to make us believe a lie that, is totally untrue. Like, that war in Russia and Ukraine is a whole load of bollocks. After how long that war's been going, Ukraine should have anyone left alive. For the amount of time that war's been going, there should be nobody left alive. Considering the amount of firepower that Russia is supposed to have. Like, there shouldn't be a building left standing. Just a confirmation. Like, if you sent however many rockets they're supposed to have, and you allow for it to take out, say it took out, 30 meters of land each time you sent one over, you've only got to send up over so many until the whole of the country is unable to be lived in. That doesn't take into account that if you hit a, energy place, it will cause more damage. It's like every military base in the Ukraine should be flattened by now. And I know what I'm talking about, because our country, the Blitz, it was decimated. It was decimated. And it didn't have the armaments that they have nowadays. So if you're looking at a year of war with the armaments that they have now, should be nothing left of that country. Still going on. It's like they're just play acting, just trying to every now and again throw out a little, need some more money, need some more money, need some more money. What? Just don't give them any money. That war will soon stop. I guarantee you, if Ukraine had no money, that war would stop. Putin would have to stop. You don't really want that country. There's no point. And nothing would change if he took it over. What would change? Nothing. Nothing. Because they were all one anyway, originally. It's just like, it's beyond belief what they try and do. It's the same with the peace in the Middle East, or the fighting in the Middle East. It's all set up, it's all planned. They have these meetings and decide, like, what should we do now to, cause unrest and low vibration? Oh, I know. We'll do this. How can I look like a good person? How can I be, just, my mind's about to be blown. There you go then. Thank you for that. My mind's always blown. I've got a cruise. Have a fabulous night. Cheers, Earth Angel. Thank you so much. I mean that. Absolutely. Not just for being here, but for all that you do. Everything that you do. Every word that you speak. Every emotion that you send out. If you're still here, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to the people that are part of your tribe. I mean that in the nicest way. Thank you, and you have a good night. Even though you use big words. I could give you the word that is key, and even with a thesaurus, you still might not solve the poem unless you're paying close attention. Which poem? You mean I haven't solved the poem? Oh no. I won't, out of respect for Forrest. Okay. And I thought I'd solved it. Dang. There is only one answer. There can only be one answer. There was only ever going to be one place. There was only ever going to be one place. What's that mean? There was only ever going to be one place. And that place is a place you wouldn't normally go. What does that mean? Oh well, maybe you need a catalyst. Anyway, I better scoot as well. It's one of the half or half of the one. Oh, 132. ACB. That was close, wasn't it? I should have looked at that earlier. It would have been better if it was 123. It would be ABC. And it's the 25th of the 2nd, 2026. 728. 133. These are all good angel numbers, you know. So, the world was taken over. We were screwed over. And now the game is over. For them, not for us. Excuse me. So I've talked about always going forward because we can't find reverse. We will be moving forward. And the reason why it takes as long as it takes is because everybody that's going to help move this. No. Okay. Everybody who's going to help the realms move forward has to be in place. It's not just about Earth. It's not just about, one or two people. It's about the whole. Confirmation. It's about the whole. It's about everybody. Money. Thank you. Good night to you. If it's night or good evening, however it is. Thank you for being here. Always appreciate seeing your name. Everyone has to be in position. Everybody has to be ready. Like when it happens, man, it's going to happen. Like when it happens, it's a global thing. I'm not kidding. Be ready when it happens. Overnight, news, blah, blah, blah. Stuff's not going to hit the fan. But when it happens, it will be, the power, the glory, confirmation, the showing, what is capable of being done. It will just happen. And I'm not kidding. It will happen just like that. And people around the world will know exactly what went on, will understand the thrill of the chase, will understand the, Islam, Muslim, Christian, Catholic, blah, 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 all of that stuff. The religious, the elite, the governments, all of it. They will understand it. And because it happens the way that it happens, the world will wake up. People will wake up. The more people wake up, the lighter the frequency, or the higher the frequency, the higher the frequency, and the less these beings will appreciate being here. We are assets, not liabilities. Know your worth. There you go. I agree with that. We are assets, not liabilities. I appreciate your live stream. If you don't go to his special spot, you can't armchair it. Okay. If you say so. The law says let go of performative praise. What does that mean? Stop using big words. Do you know that everything you read in the media is a joke? Well, it isn't funny, but it is untrue. Not everything is untrue, but it's all done for a purpose. So in all of this, in the reality of everything, they have to tell you the truth. The truth is known through programs like The Simpsons and the sci-fi movies or whatever. You're already told what's going to happen. You're already told what's going to happen. Because it's already happened. Like, it can't not happen. It can't not happen. It will happen because it said that it's going to happen, and it will happen. And they have to tell you what it is that they're going to do. They have to tell you. It's part of the process, which is why I'm telling them what's fucking going to happen to them. And cool. Mother Nature's going to kick ass, apparently. And that could be Gaia, Isis, Inanna, whoever you believe of as, Mother Nature. So, thank you. I'm going. I appreciate you all. And that means everybody. Haters and lovers alike, it doesn't matter. Because what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. Something you need to remember. Lots of hearts, flowers, keeping it 100. 100%. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Where's that gone? It's over there. Why is it over there? It's not normally over there. Oh, I don't know. 4 hours? Oh, they've changed the way it looks. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That is share. That is add stream marker. That is create highlight video. Oh, maybe I could do that. Maybe I could become a director and producer and do like take the 30 seconds that was worth listening to out of this 4 hours and make a video. Ciao for now. 3:55. Time for change. Ciao for now.